welcome to Crafting with Cami. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you decided to stop by. Today we are creating a single page layout using Close to My Heart's Make It From Your Heart Volume 6 book. Some other scrappers and myself are walking through the entire book, and every month we release a new video, so I'll have that playlist and the other scrappers listed down below. So be sure to go over and check out their videos and how they took this sketch and made it their own. Today I will be creating the pattern 8 layout. So it has all of the measurements and the entire guide for you. And then on the other side, it gives you some examples and some fun little tidbits on things to try out for your layout. So it's a nice grid style layout. It looks like we have some titles and journaling in the center, and then it has a nice border and then like multiple frames. So it has this plaid, the red, and then the white borders going around. I'm actually going to be making this a companion page. So if you didn't see my video from a couple weeks ago, I'll have it linked below, but I created this layout, and I actually didn't have the photo on it then, so now you get to see it with the photo. But I had created this layout documenting my newfound hobby of reading. My husband's always been a reader, so he loves that I've gotten into reading now, and we can snuggle up and read together. So I was planning on just doing a single page. I had found my favorite photo, and I was just going to leave this as is. But then after I saw that that was a nice grid style layout, I decided, okay, I can bring in the other photos that we had taken. Yes, these were scripted. We were trying to get some nice pictures of my husband and I, and the dogs were being just so cute. I know I had to cut them off here for the shapes, but for the right size. But the dogs were posing, and it was adorable. So I ended up printing 6 of them. Even though the sketch calls for 8 photos, I printed 6. So I'm going to have some open spots. We're going to start laying this out and see where those open spots end up. But I am going to keep all of the grids, and then I think I'm just going to add embellishments into those grids. I don't need a title since this one has the multiple title elements, so many books, so little time, and then I have a lot of word stickers on this one, so I don't think I necessarily need another title for the second page. So let's go ahead and clear this out of the way, and I'll go ahead and bring in a blank piece of white daisy, and we'll go ahead and create a companion page for this layout. When creating a companion page after you've already created a layout, one thing I recommend is bringing over the same papers, or at least the same colors. So I have this reading paper and this red paper. I really want to bring those over to the next layout. I still had some of the paper left from cutting this out, but it wasn't a full 12 by 12. So I actually cut it down into 1-inch strips, and I'm hoping, since it is a pattern paper and it's pretty busy, that I can hide those. This one I want to go this way because of the glasses. I'm hoping I can hide the seams. So let's see what that looks like. I think once we get all of the photos on and everything, I think we can hide those seams pretty well. And then it called for, so this would have been the whole 12 by 12 sheet, and then it called for a 10 by 10, which this would measure. Still have some of that red, which it called for an 8 by 8. So instead of doing another color here, I think I'm going to leave that white. I might even do some doodling around here. And then it had me cut these down to 3 1/4. And these would make that grid for us. So I cut all 9 of those like it called for. And I am using the light side of rosemary. This is rosemary cardstock. Okay, it's not lined up perfect, but we'll get there. And then The white border, I printed my pictures without a frame, and then I cut the white to be 3 inches, and then my photo is a little under 3 inches. So it called for 3 by 3 photos. So this would leave that border around. So that's what they would call for, is a total 3 by 3 photo, but that's not taking into consideration the extra white mat behind it. So let's go ahead and get my background adhered, and then I can go ahead and start adhering the photo mats. These are now adhered. I used my T-square ruler, and since this is 1 inch and this is 1 inch, to make this 10 inches centered, I went down to the 2 inches, and then I can see on my T-square ruler, here's the 2 inches, so then I was able to line up that corner and make sure it was completely straight. And I'm happy with how this is turning out. You really can't see these seams, and once I get these placed, you really won't notice. So I'm excited about preserving paper. So my guide is telling me to go down 1/2 inch and over 1/2 inch. So we'll bring our ruler back in. So go down 1/2 inch, over 1/2 inch. Okay, so then I think it would be easiest to do this one next. I want to make sure my adhesive is going on that dark side. And then we're going over to the 1/2 inch. Okay, and then we'll come down here. I'm going to do the 4 corners first. So, looking at my corner, I'm 1/2 inch and 1/2 inch. So we'll bring this down to make sure that we're straight. And then this one. Okay. And then I'm just an eyeballer. I don't measure everything. The measurements are on there for you if you want, but I just kind of go for it. So this will help me make sure that my tops are aligned. Oh, let's bring this back in. So this will help me make sure that the tops are aligned, but then I'm just going to make sure it looks centered. Okay. We'll just do the bottom of these 2, so then we know where this one's going to go, and we just need to make sure that one is centered. Looks pretty good. Okay, here we can go from this side. And make sure that one's good. And I can double check my work. These ones are pretty straight. Okay, and this one's extra. They didn't tell me to print this. This would take the place of a title, but I'm going to fill it with embellishments, so I am going to put it there anyways. I had mentioned maybe doodling around this, but I decided not to since a lot of it is being hidden by my grid. So now for my photo placement. I don't really have a rhyme or reason. Some of them were looking more straight at the camera. Others were, like this one, I'm kind of looking in. Do I want my embellishments going this way, or do I kind of want them more random? So maybe like that. I kind of like that. And then, so this one I'm looking more this way. These 2 I'm looking more this way. These ones are more straight on. Let's go this route. I like that. So I'll go ahead and get these photos down since I know where I want these on the grid. This is coming together so quickly, having that guide tell me exactly what measurements to do. All I had to do was pick out my paper, and then I'm just tweaking it a little bit to suit my photos. And my papers were already pretty well picked out since I already had a layout done and I knew I wanted to match those pictures and bring them over to this side. Since this was a workshop kit, I have different zip strips, stickers, embellishments. These ones I cut out of cardstock to suit, but the circle, we got some banners, books. So I have a lot of different elements in here that I can use, and I have some other pattern paper and some more stickers that I can incorporate. So maybe this Be a Reader, Snuggle Up, Grateful, those might go good. Good friends are like best, or good books are like best friends. Just one more chapter. As I had mentioned, I'm not sure that I want to bring in more words since I already have words on the other one, and this is just huge. I don't know. That would definitely be a focal title. So I'm not going to bring in more words as of now. I do think these books, I love these books. So I could do one cluster like that. I could bring in some teacups. What else do I have in here? I love you. So I could do let's remove the adhesive off of this. In this cluster, I have this from the sticker sheet, this little border, and I removed the adhesive from it, so we need to reapply that. And I'm going to butt it all the way up against this side. And then this I love you, or love you, is going to go right about here. I'm just going to kind of spill out of that. And these are part of the workshop, so it says Project 3 on the back. But I haven't been going off of the workshops for this particular collection, so. And then this one, I'm thinking right up top here. That grateful sticker will look good right there. And then down here, I'm going to do a similar style. I want to bring that circle down. So this one was part of the workshop kit. This one I cut out using my circle thin cuts. So it does have that stitched border. And I have this Be a Reader. I think that one will look good right here. Okay. And then for this one, I'm going to do kind of the same idea. I have this one. It was that huge circle. I ended up cutting it in about quarters. And that was from the workshop kit, so it does not have that stitched border. So that one's going to go up in this corner. And then I wanted to bring in the teacups. I had the teacups on the other page, and if you missed my last video, my husband and I are tea drinkers, so a lot of times we will pour ourselves a cup of tea and read together. So it only fits. And then I have this Snuggle Up, and I think that suits these pictures perfectly, so I'm going to add the Snuggled Up there. Okay, and then I do have these books, and I would like to incorporate those somehow. I don't know if they need to be hanging off, kind of like the Love You, or if they can just sit up on the tea. I almost like them hanging off. Okay, And then my squares are a little empty still. Let's go ahead and bring in some of these little hearts. So this orange one, we'll add this one to that lower cluster right about there. And then I'm bringing a mulberry one up top, an orange and brown one to the left, another red one down to the bottom right-hand side. That's all the hearts I have. I think I want to save these leaves and florals for my fall layout that I'll be doing with this. Like the Gather, Sweetest Pie, Welcome Autumn. I think of Thanksgiving with all of those, so I'm going to do a fall layout with all the pumpkins and leaves. I do still have another book border, so I might be able to get more use out of that. I am going to fussy cut these 2 teacups. I might even be able to get that third one out. We'll see how that looks after it's fussy cut. And I might be able to add some teacups around. Let's see. So with these micro tip scissors, you can get real close to the edges. In the other layout, I had used some of these glitter gems. So this one I have some tan here, so let's bring some tan into these two. And I'm thinking the smaller one over here, maybe right about there. Oops, about there. And then the larger one up here. This one just seems a little off to me. I feel like it needs more. What if we put this one here and then we do maybe there. And then we could do these smaller. Maybe a larger one. If we kind of tuck this under this teacup. Okay, and then let's do the same, maybe tuck this one under the books a little bit. And then have another one carry up and maybe over. So kind of creating that offset triangle with each of them. I'm still feeling like these need a little something. I'm gonna go around the edges with my brown marker and just do a little bit of stitching. I don't want to use my black. I don't have any other black on these layouts. The faux stitching will be the finishing touch to this layout. For still shots, I'll have my Instagram linked in the description box below. Feel free to follow me over there. And if you're liking this layout, please hit that thumbs up button. I do like... Where'd this come from? Oh, up here. I do like how the stitching kind of brought those elements in. Here is that sketch one more time, pattern 8. Here's the example. So we have they have actually some stamping down here, some white, and then the 10 by 10 frame and the pink 8 by 8 frame. So we do have the frames. We just built it on the white cardstock. I have the 8 by 8 red. They did 8 pictures. I did 6. They had the title. I did little word stickers. And then I just kind of filled in with my embellishments. And here it is next to that other page. I think this turned out really neat. I think it carries over. We have some teacups scattered from this layout. We brought that same pattern paper over, and the book pattern paper. We have the other half of that circle used. The same little dots, glitter dots. So I really like how this companion page turned out. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. If you're not already a subscriber to my channel, I would love for you to join our little community here. I hope you enjoyed this video and it brought you inspiration. Thanks for watching, and until next time, live a life worth scrapping. Bye, guys.